Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Here we are. So I blow dried the I blow dried this. So we're working on part 3. I am going to dump my water because I need some really nice clean water. So I'm just going to dump it inside my brush water. Okay. And let me just clean this out real quick. Okay, I am in the right group, right? Okay, I think I'm in the right group. Let me see. Let me see where I am. I'm going to be showing you something I'm not supposed to be showing you. Let's see, make sure I am where I'm supposed to be filming. I want to make sure I'm not on Facebook. I'm in the wrong place. Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness. I don't want to turn it off because my camera's really in a good spot. Let's see. Okay, awesome. I'm in the right spot. Okay, so so what you see here is a lot of paint that we just put in, and we used marker. We used watercolor marker. We used acrylic paint. We used water. We used alcohol to kind of create some fun effects. Now, let's see. So one of the things that I think you should know, is that this particular piece of art, and in case you're watching these videos backwards, this particular piece of art was actually a photograph on Canva. And I took the photograph. I did not actually take the photograph, but I took the photograph out of the photo bank, and that I have rights to use. And it was a photograph that someone had done for Canva. I got paid by Canva to let me use it. And I tricked it out. I did some fun stuff to it. I did some photo editing to kind of make the photograph look like my art, and in the style that I paint in. And well, you know, some people may not think that that is like really honest. It is a way to actually get out your marketing material that you know you can do anyway. You know you're going to be able to do it anyway. So you go ahead and you get it done, and you make the promise, and you keep the promise, and you go and you do the thing, and everybody's happy whenever they show up and they actually can do the art with you. And anyway, so I'm creating the art for you for Spring Symposium. This is part 3 of doing this very contemporary style of mixed media art. My mixed media is not like everybody else's mixed media. My mixed media is using, a lot of times I use crayon. Sometimes I use colored pencils. Sometimes I use paint. I use pastel. I use a lot of different kinds of mediums, and I like to use them all together. And one of the reasons why I like to use them all together is because each one of them kind of have like its own little reaction on the surface that I'm working on. So I like the user ability of using alcohol. I like being able to be instantaneous and use crayon and pencil. I like all of that. And so sometimes I like it all together. So when you like it all together, it's mixed media. You like it all together. So right now I am just kind of building out my little umbrellas of my my allium, and I'm not going to just stick to green here. I'm going to actually pull in like a little bit of that ocean's blue, because I think that ocean's blue looks really lovely. In fact, I want to pull a little bit right on top of that stem so that stem is not so blue. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we have kind of enough stems kind of built out. Maybe we want just one darker one like right here. Okay, so we have our stems kind of built out, and on our allium flower. Now, allium we know is an onion flower or a garlic flower or those beautiful ramps. It's but allium, typically, you know, you can get those bulbs and the flowers can be like this big, and then you have the Schuberte allium, which is like bigger than your head. I mean, those blooms go like crazy. They look like something you would see like in a space cartoon, like a space cartoon or something. They're just really cool. Okay, so this allium that I have, that I'm pretend holding in my ad on a Paint a Soul Creative Journey, has like some really lovely purpley bits and some really lovely red bits. And while I still have my red here, I'm using, just straight out of the tube, I am using with my filbert brush some Naphthol red. Now I want to have that kind of watered down. Normally I would be using matte medium to really make my paint nice and matte colored. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of put a little blob, put a little blob. It's fun, right? Put a little blob, put a little blob, put a little blob. And I'm just going to kind of keep putting some blobs, not overworking, just like super random. Put a little blob, put a little blob. It's okay if it's not. It's okay if it is kind of translucent. Maybe a little blob in here, blob in here. Like it's coming at you just a little bit. Be really random with your strokes. But try to keep them kind of ovate. And if you want to pull them off of the page, that's cool too. I like for things to kind of run off the page, off the canvas. Make it big. Go big or go home is what we like to say in art. Go big or go home. There we go. All right, so now we have like all of this red kind of happening. Now, while your red is still on your brush, it's okay if you add, like, dip it in water just a little bit and grab some of that pink. That's, you know, on my color palette, so I don't know what it would be on your color palette if you're doing Spring Symposium. But where I have the red, I'm going to blob in a little bit of pink. So I'm mixing it right together in true impressionistic broken color stroke. Oops, I accidentally got a little bit of red on there. So we're just wherever you have red, add that pink. Add that pink kind of in and out. And it's okay if it's a little glazy. Glazy, but not lazy. Add a little bit of that right on top of those stems. Just cover up that green with the pink. Pink has maybe a little tint of white in it, we hope. And so when it does, it usually will cover up that, and have like a nice, interesting look. Okay. I know that it is almost 10 o'clock where I am filming right now, and they are working next door on the house next door that has been sold to a developer or flipper, and they're still over there and they're hammering. I thought that they went home for the day, but I can hear them in the studio. Okay. All right. So we've got the blobs of the pink and the red down on the ground. Okay. So remember I said that in this allium, it kind of had like a blue tint to it. Well, I mean, not a blue tint, but kind of like a lavender or like a little purpley color to it. Well, we're going to take that oceans blue or oceans green, and right in where we put the pink, we put the blue. Put the pink, put the blue. Put the pink, put the blue. And that kind of mixes the color like right on the canvas, and can, with your eye, it starts to look like lavender. It's broken color stroke at its finest. You just keep adding on top of other colors, and you got yourself some art. Get yourself a little art technique going on here. Claude Monet was famous for his broken color stroke. Van Gogh did a lot of broken color stroke. Excuse me for just a minute. I might have to go ask these people to be quiet, because nobody else is going to ask them to be quiet. Okay, so there we go. And we're going to let that dry. And then we're going to come back over it, and we're going to put some pure white, like all over that. right there. Let's take a look at how it's looking. Oh, it's looking so good. It's looking so good. Okay, and then part 4, we should be finishing it all up